The graveyard is the richest place on earth. Why? Because it's full of dreams that never became reality. How many dreams have you buried? How many visions have you let die because you were too scared to act? Today, we're breaking down the difference between those who merely dream and those who achieve. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around, because this could be the line between regret and greatness. Let's start with the dreamers. The ones who spend hours fantasizing about their big break but never actually take the first step. Dreamers live in their heads. They thrive on the what-ifs but freeze when faced with the how-to. They talk about starting a business, writing a book, or hitting the gym, next week, next year, someday. We've all got that one friend, right? The one who's been starting a podcast for the last 5 years? If you're thinking, wait, I don't have a friend like that, bad news, it might be you. There's a man who dreamed of becoming a writer. He'd sit in coffee shops, sketching out ideas, telling everyone about his big novel. Decades passed, and he never wrote a single chapter. His dream became a ghost, haunting him in his final years. Don't let that be you. Now, let's talk about achievers, the ones who make things happen. What sets them apart? Achievers don't wait for perfect conditions, they create momentum even when it's uncomfortable. They're disciplined, they embrace failure, and they push through when others quit. Take Thomas Edison. When asked about his 10,000 failed attempts to invent the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the achiever's mindset. But here's the thing, achievers aren't just born, they're built. So how do you cross that line? How do you go from a dreamer to a doer? We're getting to that in just a minute. Fear is the silent killer of dreams. Dreamers are paralyzed by fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Achievers don't let fear stop them. They use it as fuel. There's a young woman who wanted to start a business but was terrified of public speaking. She forced herself to give one speech a week, trembling through every word. Today, she's a CEO, leading a multi-million-dollar company. Fear didn't disappear, she just refused to let it win. What's scarier, facing your fear now, or regretting it for the rest of your life? Tough choice, huh? The clock is ticking, and here's why that matters. Achievers understand the value of time. Dreamers act like they've got forever. Spoiler alert, you don't. Imagine being on your deathbed, reflecting on the dreams you never pursued. That should terrify you. But it should also light a fire under you. Because right now, you still have time. So, how do you inject urgency into your life starting today? I'll give you a game-changing technique in just a moment. All the motivation in the world means nothing without action. Achievers don't wait for motivation to strike, they build habits that drive consistent action. Start small. Write 200 words a day instead of aiming for a novel in one go. Set deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Build accountability. Find someone who won't let you off the hook. Think of it like going to the gym. Motivation gets you there once, discipline keeps you going back, even when Netflix is calling your name. Here's where it gets real. It's time to decide. Are you going to keep dreaming, or are you going to start achieving? Because the truth is, every second you wait, someone else is taking action, and they're getting ahead while you're standing still. Today, write down one dream you've been sitting on. Then, map out the first 3 steps to make it happen. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Remember, the world doesn't need more dreamers, it needs achievers. And you have the power to be one of them. So, what are you waiting for? The clock is ticking. Stop dreaming. Start doing.